Hi, I'm Patty.
I'm Kim Michelle.
And I'm Jill. Welcome to our podcast. It's a great day to talk.
Because honestly, what day isn't a great day to talk?
So join us in our conversation.
A Great Day to Talk is brought to you by St. George Design, offering complete website design, social media management, search engine optimization, Google and Facebook ad management, and many other digital and print marketing services. stgeorgedesign.com. And by Richardson Brothers Custom Homes, third-generation builders who have been building custom homes in southern Utah for over 25 years. They will take your dream home from concept to completion. Contact richardsonbrothers.com.
Oh, Christmas tree.
Well, hi.
Oh,
this is the whole
Christmas
problem. I'm
tree.
trying to.
Oh, tree, 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 tree.
That's such a
Okay.
wonderful interlude,
Yes.
Jill.
Well, this is why.
Christmas tree.
They say it's your birthday.
Na, 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 na.
It's my birthday too, yeah.
Na, 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 na.
But it's not.
It's not, but it is.
No.
My husband's birthday is on the 22nd
And
of December,
Bailey's is
and Bailey's
the
is on the
13th.
13th.
Mm-hmm.
My grandson's is on the 16th, so a lot of stuff happening in December. So welcome. I always like to send the live link out to people right at the beginning, so that's why I'm always like trying to fumble with my phone, and then I'm also in charge of the intro tonight. So welcome.
Lucky.
And I shouldn't be in charge of anything, turns out.
Ever.
But happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy all the things.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
May the merry bells
Keep ringing. Happy holidays to you.
Ba-ba-ba-bum. Well, there you go.
Chestnuts.
That's it.
roasting
No.
on
That's
an
the
open
stupidest song ever, really.
Oh, really?
Have you
It's
ever
my
had?
favorite.
Have you, why do I sound like I'm not on?
I've never had chestnuts.
You're on. I hear you.
Okay, because I can't hear myself.
I hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear myself.
I see you. I hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Whatever
Can you hear me
else,
now?
yeah.
I can't. That's really
Yeah.
bizarro to me.
We
But-
are very
oh,
quiet.
wait.
There you are. There you are.
There. Mhm.
Am I there? There I
Yeah.
am. That was it. Ta-da!
Oh.
Thank you. I was thinking I was just like talking to myself, or it was the voices in my head or something.
Oh, so you
All
didn't
of
even
the
know
above.
you were
All of
singing.
the above.
Uh-uh.
Hey, we have we have a few friends joining us tonight.
Yay!
So thank you very
Hello,
much.
few friends.
Tonight, I'm happy to be here because I was absent last Wednesday.
Yes.
Went down to Vegas with some friends because we have all turned into groupies for a band, and we like to follow them around wherever they are. And when they're around, we have to go. So
And when she says
no
follow
questions
them,
asked.
it's not just in Utah; it's all over.
All over. I've actually we've seen them 4 times this year. San Antonio, Austin, Salt Lake, and Vegas, and they are a band called Blue October. Which,
Do they know you?
well, they do now.
They got to meet and greet last
Yeah,
week.
we got to do a meet and greet, and I was able to ask a question about
What
a
was
song.
your question?
Well, it is.
Never mind. We're going to move on.
Wait, we didn't finish. Have you ever had chestnuts from a roasted fire?
I don't even know what a chestnut is.
Really? Oh my
It co-
gosh.
Nuts on my chest. I've had nuts.
We are definitely
Oh,
moving on
I'm
now. We
sorry.
are definitely
Sounds like
moving
it
on.
hasn't started already. How's it?
now. No.
What
Wait.
what are chestnuts?
They are
They-
a nut that are in a hard
That
shell.
really hard black shell.
Well, is it black before
Well,
it's
it's really dark
roasted?
brown.
Yeah, and then they roast them on an open fire, tinfoil.
'Kay.
And then they give them to you in this warm little package, and you walk around.
They're in a
and you-
warm little package,
Wow.
Patty.
Sounds
And-
like the
and-
ones I was
and-
earlier
and-
talking
and-
about earlier.
And then you crack them open, and the meat inside is soft and really nice. It's not like mush soft.
Okay,
And
because I
it's
do
not-
not like a soft pecan.
No, it's not like that. But these are tasty, and I never had them until. Stop it, people. Let's regroup.
Okay.
So we're gonna just forget that conversation. my friends, because you clearly can't handle that.
I can't. So I'm going to introduce us tonight. We are a great day to talk, if you can't tell. And I am with my two friends here. To my right is my good friend, Kim Michelle. who I
Hello,
love
Miss
very
Patty.
much.
We're so happy to have you back.
And my really good friend over here on my left, named Miss
Wait, you
Jill.
didn't say really good friend
You're
when
just
you talked about me.
oh, okay. So good friend and then really good friend.
There you
Right,
go.
that's it. You said
Oh.
it again.
Okay, so very good friend and really good friend.
Okay, there we go. I
Okay.
like that better. Thank you.
Yes, and
Yes.
I'm happy to be back because we missed you the night before Thanksgiving since we were all hosting and
Yep.
cooking, and I missed a really great conversation last week.
It was really a powerful conversation.
Yes.
So thank you for everyone for your input and even your follow-up. It's just been an ongoing and continues to be a powerful conversation that we get to continue to follow up on. And
And if you missed last episode, last week was episode 32, and if you can believe it, tonight is episode 33. But episode 32 was shortly after the school shooting, and
Yep.
you
In
two
Michigan.
in Michigan, and you
Yep.
two spoke about, gosh, what do we do? And
Right.
and all three of us are teachers, so it's definitely something that we've trained for
And
a
parents.
little,
Yep. And not
and parents.
not that I want to go into that dark space today, but you did hear that the parents were charged.
that's
Yeah.
right.
So there's a lot more to that story
Mm-hmm.
than what we knew
Yep.
last week.
It's going to be ongoing, and we'll, I'm sure, do a follow-up related to that story and as it relates to the parents' culpability and even the school, what the school knew and when they knew it and what action was or was not taken. And I think it's a fine line to believe in the best of your kids and students and your own personal children and society in general, and also to do what has to be done to be in a place of protecting those that you're responsible to protect. So
Yeah.
I think that's going to
Absolutely.
continue to be an ongoing conversation.
Oh, most certainly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, most certainly.
tonight we're going to talk about this month's festivities and how we are all feeling around all of the things.
All of the things.
All of the things. I saw a funny meme the other day. It said husband, and it had his Christmas list, and on his Christmas list was wife's present. And then it had wife, and then her Christmas list had 100 things on it. And at
But
the
let's
very-
face it, the husband's list is the most important.
Right. He's got to get that. He's got to get that right to continue to be the husband. That is true. Because we know we're going to all get it right because we are perfectionists.
That's what we do.
And
Yeah.
so how do we manage
Oh.
the perfectionism of, or the expectations we have on ourselves for around the holidays?
Yeah, and just the whole holiday social stress kind of situation that a lot of people might find themselves in, especially coming out of a year of the pandemic when there was an opportunity to really kind of isolate yourself and kind of get used to that.
Yes.
Well,
And
you
now
didn't-
you're stepping back into a more socialized society and more parties and events where because people have the opportunity to be vaccinated, and there's a sense of we can be with each other more so now in a safe way. But that also means that we haven't been with people. So now we're really
Out
good
of
at
practice.
acclimating ourselves to whatever situation we're in. That's one of the things that makes us such amazing beings. So we acclimated to being alone. So now what does it feel like to put ourselves back out into an environment that may now not feel so comfortable for us, where we actually have to put on pants that might have a button.
Oh
them.
my gosh. Honestly.
And honestly too, with the whole, with our lives, at least pre-COVID, it felt like we gradually moved into crazy.
Yeah.
Our lives, at least for me, became more busy as time progressed.
Yeah.
And with COVID, we went from that to the standstill. And then during that standstill, got comfortable in it, like you mentioned, Kim Michelle. And now that the standstill has been lifted, we're back into crazy instead of gradually building back into it. That's been my experience.
Yeah.
Part of what I'm noticing too is that even though it's been lifted, this quarantine has been lifted, I still find that I'm having some anxiety around with the Delta variant being into the picture. And while, thankfully vaccinated and, triple stamped vaccinated, I still just kind of, it's like, I worry about being responsible for bringing people together that maybe
may not be.
that maybe will be
Yeah.
one of those breakthrough cases or, any of that. So I have a bit of that going on in my head too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think those are all the things that increase the feeling of social anxiety. And social anxiety exists already. There are 15 million people in the United States who are diagnosed with some kind of social anxiety, whether that is social or performance anxiety that exists out there. That's like 7% of the population. And some of them, even though we don't necessarily always see it as part of mental health, it definitely is, and it can lead to additional mental health kinds of issues, which we already began to address on our last podcast in terms of the woeful lack of mental health services that are available to everyone. But I think that's especially true to our young people. So I know as adults, we carry that because oftentimes we're the ones that are putting on the celebration.
Right.
So we bring our anxiety to that. And if we're bringing our kids to that experience, they're bringing their anxieties with them as well. Many people who are in that 15 million, are saying that they have had that diagnosis or felt that experience for 10 years or more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not new, but it's definitely been exacerbated by the current situation.
Right.
So I think it's such an appropriate conversation for us to be having. And I hope that is not one that has all of you lock yourself in your home and not come out, because that's not the purpose of this conversation. And Cecilia, oh my gosh, I hope some of you know her from Boom Club.
Oh, it is Cecilia?
Yes,
That's Cecilia.
it is our traveling nurse. So happy to have you on our podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So
yes, welcome everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up having a lot of family in St. George. So I have all my aunts and uncles and all my cousins and my siblings and my parents, and everybody on my side has been right here. And so it wasn't really even a conversation around, no, you don't get to stay home for this family event.
It was you're going.
Yeah, it was just an expectation. I never even considered not going until I got older. But and it's very peoply.
Where did we just
peoply?
It's so peoply that we actually rent a place. Well, we rent the Lions Lodge to have our extended family Christmas party, which is amazing because I get to see all my cousins and aunts and uncles, and as I've gotten older, I've appreciated it, and and I don't always see my aunts and uncles regularly, and it is definitely something to appreciate, where I know some people are like, oh, I have an aunt, I haven't seen her in 20 years, and I'm lucky enough to have my aunts and uncles and cousins close by. But if I had some social anxiety around that, which sometimes it's more of like one more thing than there's a lot of people there, it would be really difficult. So I can imagine.
Peoply comes in another variety or another form too, and it's like you touched on, it's another gathering. Mm-hmm. And while you do not want to miss seeing those people, lots of gatherings in a short period of time,
right,
and is really stressful for me.
It
Can
is.
be really stressful for me.
What is the stress for you, Jill? What do you feel like the stress is for you?
Well, for me, especially if I'm hosting, it's the absolute perfectionism that I have around making sure that everything is accounted for and everything has been given forethought. So I've already planned for this. And if this happens, then there's this. And these things are already prepared and it just moves smoothly and it looks flawless and it feels flawless to everybody that's there. And
can I just really quickly say that, Jill, you are like that even if it's just your own kids
I know.
on your traditional events. Don't you feel like?
Yeah.
So if it's just my kids, I like things to be a certain way, but I probably don't.
You can say it.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know. I probably am not as specific as I would be if I had outsiders.
Oh.
So
Right.
but for you,
Outside peoples?
people that don't live in my home and know, if they don't already know my crazy, I try not to show
Well,
them my crazy.
My family, they're the only ones that get to share in my crazy.
Yeah,
And
but you really like to make a really nice tradition, even if it's just your kids. You don't have friends or other people over. Even if it's just your kids, you want to have that experience for them.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. It's just a harder thing.
it's a lot of crazy.
You like to have that all perfect, even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Thus
if
my
it wasn't,
mental
may I ask
breakdown
you?
last year, of course.
Because if it wasn't perfect, then what?
Well, it depends on the level of what wasn't perfect.
So there's level of perfection. So
Yeah.
some things, if that wasn't perfect, that would be okay.
Right.
Like, because I don't know if that's true. That's why I'm asking. Like, what could not be perfect and it would be okay?
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I wanted to make a turkey out of vegetables, like
Okay,
I
that right off the
platter.
bat, I can tell you that. Oh, you mean a platter?
A platter.
That look like a turkey. I'm
yeah,
thinking
yeah. No, I
a
wasn't.
turkey that is made of vegetables, like you're gonna put it in the
Tofurkey.
deep fryer. And
No. All
right, I'm with you now.
Yeah, I wanted to make a
The
veggie platter
that
with-
looked like
a
turkey.
turkey
with the
and I
feathers,
had
yeah.
it
the
pulled
different
up,
colors.
and
yeah.
and then I had to run an errand, which I was grateful. I was so excited to do. I got to go to my sister's and see a little nephew, and I didn't get back in time to make the turkey. And when I got back in time, there was no time for that. And so someone put the vegetables on a platter, which was just perfect. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't make the turkey. And I was a little disappointed in myself that I'm like, I could have made that turkey earlier. Why didn't I do that earlier? What was I doing? Well, I was making mini cheesecakes.
Which do you think, honestly, which do you think people would have preferred? This people-y,
Cheesecakes.
right here, Kim
You would-
Michelle.
Kim
Cheesecakes. Oh, well,
the
hello.
cheesecake. You
Yeah.
could
Oh,
have
yeah.
done
Yeah,
without
yeah,
that.
And they were
veggies,
actually
for
super
sure.
easy, but it wasn't, I could have done both. I just was kind of hanging out and
Which is the
so-
memory stuff, right? Which
Yeah.
is the fantastic
Yeah.
memory stuff.
yeah, no one cares that it
Yeah.
didn't look like a turkey.
Well, I think that one of the reasons that I enjoyed having Thanksgiving on Saturday this year and was because I could prep for 2-3 days beforehand. And so I had the time to think about and put together, and in one bucket I had all of the table linens and the candlesticks and the candles and everything all ready for Savannah to be in charge of the table. And I already had a couple of the things prepared the day before, and I already had things measured out and prepared in another section. And Judd had already done his pies the night before, so everything ran much more smoothly, and I was way more relaxed about everything.
Could you just say to Savannah, whatever, you're responsible for the table setting, and whatever you choose to do is absolutely going to be perfect.
Well, it would, even however she decorated it. This year
Yeah.
I got this is the first, I shifted things. I kind of shook it up a little bit because last year was a different Thanksgiving. None of us were together. And we actually
ordered it from Harmon's.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Like
best gravy.
Well, actually we did Cracker Barrel.
Oh, it was Cracker Barrel that you ordered it. Okay.
And it was so easy. And it was the most relaxed Thanksgiving on record.
Cracker Barrel, our next sponsor.
However, I didn't have my people with me.
Yeah.
Right. So that didn't, that didn't work. So this year I changed my table decor.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been the same. I always take out my Christmas plates on Thanksgiving that my mom gave me. And that's how we welcome in winter, and the table, she got me all of the beautiful stuff for the table. So I've always done that. And I shifted it and bought I bought Thanksgiving stuff. So Savannah would have done a fantastic job no matter what, because she's amazing and fantastic.
You've taught her everything she should do.
Right, exactly. She knows all the rules.
She does.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She knows exactly what it's meant to look like. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But just having things already in my head, it wasn't like going, we had school on Tuesday and then I had Wednesday to prepare everything. And then Thursday just always felt like a frantic mess to me.
Right.
This year it wasn't. I could relax way more, and
So
that
for
part
you,
was good.
more time is something that lets you feel less stressful around the holidays.
Yeah, and really the week before Christmas, I put a lot on myself because like you mentioned, Patty, I hold tradition very close to my heart, and I want those things to be special to my boys, and come to find out they really are.
Right, because you tried to cancel a tradition and the kids are like, whoa, no.
Yeah, Ethan.
Oh, that's so awesome. Then they can now pick up that baton of the tradition and carry it forward. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Well, sure. Because if I were to go
blah, 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 blah.
Only if they did it the right way.
Right. If I were going to their home and they were interpreting it the way they interpreted it, which would be amazing and fantastic, that would be so great because I'm in their home. And I envision things how I want to experience. And maybe it's like this, we had certain traditions in our family. It was always going to my grandmother's for Thanksgiving, and we had our family Christmas party at my grandmother's. And we, as far as like real traditional things that I carried on, we didn't have those things, and Judd didn't. And so we just created these, and I don't know. Yeah, it's a long story.
So, shout out to Michelle. She did prefer the mini cheesecakes. I think she ate 5 or 6.
Hello, Michelle. You and me, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Kim, Michelle, and Michelle. I mean, that's a given.
Same.
Yeah.
I've always told Jill some advice that she probably can repeat.
This is going to be
it's
golden,
also advice
coming from the perfectionist.
Yeah, it's advice.
Ultimate perfectionist to the
other.
This is going to be golden.
Yeah. So. I also could use this advice, but I just like to share it as if I already do it, but I don't. And Jill, what is it? If you don't have many...
If you're not first, you're last?
Well, that's true. That's true too. Yes. If you don't have any expectations,
then
you
you're
won't
never
be
disappointed.
let down.
That's
Yeah.
Right. Well, that is what disappointment is. It's the difference between your expectations and your reality.
And reality,
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And I still think we should have some expectations, but
Right. See?
right, Riley would love it if I didn't.
Well, I think
my
you can
home.
have an intention,
Yeah.
right? This is my intention. This is my intention of what I'm working to create. And then I release off of what more, better, different. Right now, I release off of what is and let it be more, better, different. Let it be whatever it's going to be now without an expectation of what it should be.
So is that something that's causing holiday anxiety, is the expectations?
Well, it's so funny that you mentioned that, and we talked about this a little bit because before we had discussed this topic together, the night before on my Headspace app, my meditation, they have a whole section on staying grounded and having happier holidays. And one that I did was holiday perfectionism. And then the other one that I'll probably do tonight is managing holiday social anxiety. So it is a thing.
It's a
like
total thing
that I do not remember ever hearing about before this year.
Yeah. Well, social anxiety is a for real thing.
Well, that part, yes.
Which is social or performance based.
Right.
And holiday social anxiety is a for real thing too. I think for the reasons that we've talked about before, it's just more, there's more awareness around it now because we are living in a very unique experience coming out of the isolation and then back into we don't even really know how to communicate and converse with each other over a Zoom call, let alone in a face-to-face kind of conversation with each other.
Right.
And I think that is what also elevates the level of angst or anxiety when it comes to those kinds of things. And because we haven't been able to be together, I think we just innately want it to be such a good experience for everyone. We want everyone to have a joyful time. And I think sometimes there's just a disconnect between what really will make it joyful is for everyone to be relaxed and just enjoy the company of each other. And we think that it's about the other things when really, it really is just about being in the shared company with each other. And if we made that the priority and the other things, the food and the decorations and the environment and what everybody's going to get out of it, if we made that the secondary motivation and the primary motivation is just that everybody feels welcome in my home.
Yeah.
That everybody feels loved in my space. That's my primary objective. And if they have to cook their own dinner, oh well. If they know that I'll stand next to them while they cook it and we'll have a great conversation, then maybe that's okay. Now, they probably won't. Scott's like, nobody's standing in Kim Michelle's kitchen and they're cooking while she's just standing there talking to them.
No, I just saw Judd.
You see, Judd?
Yeah.
Remember when you expect that we'll leave for Salt Lake at 9 a.m. and we don't get on the road until 9:30? Crazy.
Well,
It's just more better
different. That's right,
like
Judd.
that.
That's exactly right.
Well, if I say we're going to try and be on the road by 2, but I don't expect to be on the road till 3.
That's what I did.
Did you say?
Let's see. When did I do that, Judd? Just recently I did that and said, well, I said
We're going to shoot for
we
9.
were going. Yeah, I didn't say shoot for 9. We're leaving at 9. And then we were driving at, I can't even remember, but I had purposefully bumped it back a half an hour.
Yeah.
And so we were on the road when
But did everybody
Needed us.
else know you bumped it back?
No,
or was
not till we
everybody
were driving.
I know, but everybody else is thinking, oh, we're late.
That's good.
Here's what happens. If I say that, right, or Scott says, or I say, we're gonna leave at 9, but I know 9:30 really. But we're gonna leave at 9. But usually then everybody is like, Mom's gonna be mad because we're supposed to leave at 9 and it's 9:30 and we're not leaving. They're all in an angst. I'm not, because 9:30 is really our time. I'm totally cool, but everybody else is like, everybody's in trouble. The world's in trouble. The world is gonna stop spinning on its axis because we were supposed to leave at 9 and we're really leaving at 9:30. When in actuality, we could have just said, really, what time do we have to be up there? Oh, there's no given specific time? Then let's just get out of here at the time we're going to get out of here, and we all still love each other when we leave the house.
No. I want all my people to be worried and in angst. I want them nervous because I
Okay.
said 9 and it's not 9, and I want them chop.
Well, we have to because we have to
Otherwise,
be in
if
Salt
we
Lake
did-
at a time because it's hockey.
Well, yeah.
And they have to be there an hour before the game. And I love my people, and my people they run on.
But do they know
Melbrook at
that?
time.
If
Oh.
you weren't engaged,
they do.
they'd
Yeah, they
all
do.
miss the game?
They'd be late.
Would they miss the game?
They can't.
Would they not be allowed to play?
We have walked in 5 minutes before.
Would they
game
not be allowed to
started.
play?
So I get
Would that
what
be a consequence
Well,
to them being late?
Kim Michelle is getting to a point that I like too, and I do this for me. What does that do to you if they're late for their
It's
game?
embarrassing for me.
It's embarrassing for you,
Yep.
even though it shouldn't be because you're not the one late for their game, but you're the mom and you're in charge. No one else gives a shit. No one else gives a shiz, Michelle.
We're going to be, Sean, are
No
we going
one-
to be taken off the air? Oh, well, then we're going to say it more often.
Okay, but that's the thing. Like, we take this stuff on.
Yeah.
But
If,
we don't
if you're
have to
anything
take
like
on.
me, that's not mine to take on.
It's not ours to
Right.
take on.
Right.
But we take it
But
on.
it is the thing.
And really, it's not ours to take on. And I have really been trying harder to not do that, but I know I do.
Yeah.
That's one of my notes here in terms of how can we work to decrease our level of expectations and decrease our level of anxiety is what am I making it mean about who I am? And do I have to make it mean that? Because if I'm making it mean something about who I am, this whole experience, and really I don't have to make that mean that about me, then I can just let it go. And this is a whole journey. So, Scott, I know you're laughing in the background of this whole conversation, but because it is a journey that you're working on continuously, and I can get stressed out about a lot of stuff. And I'm really moving in that space of, one, I'm not responsible for your experience. I'm just not. I'm going to show up in the best space I know to show up, but ultimately, I'm not responsible for your experience. You're responsible for your experience. And if I'm making this mean something about who I am, and it's not something positive, then that's on me.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And I wonder too, like, and I know, I'm sure I do this too, but Jill, when you go to the hockey game and you guys are on time and you see another kid run in late, do you look at that mom and think, oh my gosh, that
Ooh,
is-
I do. I'm
that
like,
is
what
a
an
horrible
irresponsible,
mom.
horrible
Why did
mother.
they get them
Those
here
kids
on
should be taken
time?
away from that mother.
No, it's not that. It's because Judd's one of the coaches.
Oh, well,
then
that's true.
He should be.
Then
on
he
it.
should be more worried about the time you leave, not you. It's on him.
So
Judd.
you need to babysit Judd, is what you're saying here.
Yeah.
Judd.
Because that's the thing. That's the thing is I as a parent, I know we've all done this when our kids do something that we don't like. We feel like we did it,
Right.
and
Right.
not
It's a
them,
reflection
or
on us.
It's a reflection, and that's a hard thing because that can go both ways, good and bad. It's a reflection, and as my kids have succeeded or failed, I usually accept their failures as my own.
Yep.
But I don't always accept their
wins.
Wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got to give a shout out to my friend Michelle here really quick because her daughter Spencer, just got her pilot's license.
Oh, she
Wow.
got it.
Where's she
That's
flying us?
exciting.
I know.
Congratulations, Spencer.
And so exciting. She's 19 years old. She's in the
so awesome.
and I think why it's so exciting to me is a couple reasons. She's young, 19. Two, she's female.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and that is amazing. And I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
Like,
she should talk to Karen.
oh
'Cause
yeah,
Karen was in
Jill's
Karen's
sister. Yeah.
Karen was one of 10 in her graduating class of aeronautical management.
Oh, because
And she was,
is
I think, the only one in her pilot's class when she got her pilot's license.
I'm
Yeah.
a total pilot.
Yep.
I can light the pilot
That's good.
on my
Too.
gas
Yeah.
stove.
Yes.
Like, for real.
right.
And,
No,
you
I
know-
can't even do that, honestly, without singeing the eyebrows on my
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just interesting because as proud as everyone is, and I know Michelle and Spencer's dad are so proud of her, and as well as Oliver,
Yeah.
me, and her
Right.
her other pseudo aunts. I think we don't, like Michelle probably, and I don't know, I can't speak for her, but Michelle probably doesn't feel as responsible for Spencer becoming a pilot as she would if Spencer had done something wrong.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we take
Yeah.
on those failures and always
Right.
don't say, "Oh, I did this," but Spencer freaking just did it.
That's so great.
And right
Yeah.
now she is certified or licensed to fly 4 people in a certain plane.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
yeah,
Well, we're
I
only-
don't know.
we're only
I'm
three.
a little scared.
We're only three people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it is. It's like
Well, it's part of the anxiety. It's the social anxiety. It's the performance.
How you're
piece,
seen.
And, yep.
How am I seen? Did I get all the stockings right? Did
Yeah.
I?
Are they hung with care
Yes.
in
yes.
straight and equally spaced?
Well, and it's our own fault if our kids' expectations are let down because we're the ones that gave our kids the expectations around the holidays.
Yeah.
And my mom, who was also a perfectionist and could do everything, and she worked at a flower shop for 20 years,
Yeah.
delivered flowers on Christmas Eve, and one of her last Christmas Eves, as she was delivering flowers, she was like, "I delivered Christmas Eve flowers to a family that's home together, and I'm out delivering flowers."
Yeah.
I don't know how she did it, but our Christmases were
Amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't know how she did it, but now I have to carry that torch around and
Right.
make Christmases amazing as well. And I also have a sister who does amazing things as well.
Yep.
So it is a little, there is a lot of expectation.
I think
Yeah.
that's true. I think then the focus is, well, what is it that really made that Christmas amazing? And or that holiday. And if you can really focus down onto what is it really ultimately that made it amazing and just focus on that. Chances are it wasn't that everything was spaced exactly right. Maybe it is. I don't know. But chances are that it wasn't. It was probably something more around the way you got to share each other's life with each other. And that then is the only thing you really have to be focused
Right.
on. How can I
Absolutely.
recreate that in this moment? And if I can do that in any way, shape, or form, then the rest of it is just,
Well, and you
You
know,
know.
honestly, that's part of it too. It's not just what everything looks like. It's not just what everything tastes like. It's also, is this environment feel right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
and so it is more than just the visual of it. I mean, it's way more than that.
oh,
It's,
for sure.
you know, so I know that every Christmas morning, I remember so many Christmas mornings sitting in the chairs, we're opening presents and watching the boys and taking just this deep breath and going, "Oh, this is so great. This is so
Yeah.
great. This is so great." The lead up to that is heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. And
Okay,
as
so
you
how-
guys know, last year I quit everything.
Yeah.
I quit everything
Yeah.
that last week. And if whatever we had last year was whatever they wanted to put together, and it was after the day after Yule Day when I just said, I'm out. And
Mic
And
drop.
how was it?
it was tricky. And also liberating
Mm-hmm.
and also tricky.
And maybe you get to come from a clean slate then. What is it that I missed the most that I would want to bring back?
Right.
Because the slate
Right.
is clean.
Yep.
So what is it that I missed the most
All of it.
that I would want? Oh, well,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Because, you know what? Like Patty said, there's so much connected to tradition, right? So Christmas Eve morning breakfast with my family up north is something that I kind of initiated way back when. And that's something that we did as a family with my mom, and that was, I mean, that's really almost one of the last traditional things that our family does, at least all of us together.
Right.
And then, you know, Christmas Eve dinner is Katie's menu, the last Christmas Eve meal that she put
Cooked.
together. Mm-hmm. And then Christmas morning is beignets, and it doesn't have to look formal or fancy or anything like that. It's just, you know, sloppy morning, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
My kids love Christmas morning breakfast, and it's at my mom's, and my dad's.
Yeah.
My dad cooks a full spread,
Yep.
and it's their favorite.
Yeah.
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 And so that's also an expectation.
Yeah.
And I know that's an expectation for my parents too. And they're getting older. And is this really
Right.
something we can manage? Can we
When-
still manage this?
Have you
Yeah.
found that when your family family traditions started to change, how it was a real big shift, you know?
Some in our family, some were, and some were kind of a relief, honestly, because we were kind of the outlying family. So we traveled 4 or 5 hours every single Christmas morning
I remember
for
that.
probably 30 years.
Talk about how you guys would open presents.
Yeah, we
early.
would get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, open our presents, and then get everyone in the car and drive up to Salt Lake. And then we had Scott's parents initially were married, but then they separated. But initially they were married, and then we would do Christmas at his parents', and then we would have to go to Scott's mom's family, and then Scott's dad's family, and then down to my parents who were married at the time. Then all of them divorced and remarried. So then it was our family, and then up north to Salt Lake, and then to Scott's mom's, and then to Scott's mom's family, and then to Scott's dad's, and then to Scott's dad's family.
I have anxiety
and then
listening to
to
this.
my mom's family, and then over to my dad's family. And it was that way for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Because we were sometimes
Entrenched?
yes, and we didn't want to be the one saying we're not coming.
Right.
Because everyone else lived up in that area, and we didn't always get together. So that Christmas Day was the one time that you were kind of with family, and
Right.
you're always thinking, well, what if this is the last Christmas
FOMO, and
everybody's going to be together?
Yeah.
We wouldn't want to potentially miss that.
Yeah.
And we did love everyone involved there.
Did
and
your
so
kids
we wanted
like
to be a
it?
part. You know what? I think that
Because
we
if
made
the kids
them
like it, it's different.
We made them love it.
You will like this, and you will.
That's gosh darn it, yes, you will.
Right.
But I will say that that it's a lot. It's the only thing they knew for so long, that it wasn't a question of liking it or not liking it,
It's
but
what you
was
did.
it stressful? Yes, and I think that there is sometimes now when it's us and we're sleeping in until 8 o'clock, and we're like, hello, is anybody going to get up this morning?
Right.
And we're done. And then we're looking at each other going, what are we going to do for the rest of the day? It is a different experience, but it's not a bad experience. It's just a different experience.
Right.
That's
Right,
all.
right.
And it definitely is less stressful.
Yeah.
That's for darn sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you have most of your kids here for Christmas?
We are going to have, I don't think our daughter is going to be here. They were here for Thanksgiving, so that was lovely. So I don't think she'll be here with her fiance, but one of our sons from California will be here with his wife. And then our other boys will be here. So we'll be part half and half. We're half and half in it.
We haven't
Yeah.
seen Trevin for so
I know
long.
he'll be here, so,
That'd be so
please,
great.
Yeah.
we'll have a
Yeah.
little
Figure
get
that
together
out.
at our
Yeah.
house, and for sure, yeah,
Yeah. for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I
We'll
would
get in the
love
hot
that.
tub. Yeah, it'll
That'll
be
be
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah,
That'll be
yeah.
so
We'll do
great.
that for sure.
Yeah. So it's different.
Well,
Changes
Yeah,
are different.
it's different.
It is
but
different.
it's still great.
Well, and I hope as a parent of married kids that I let my kids feel like they can do what they need to for them without obligation. And if it serves them to come, great. If it makes sense for them not to, I really, really want them to do what works for them, because I know for a long time, and still even today, sometimes in all areas of my life, I do things that don't make it easier for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed. With
And
me
those
too.
are my choices too.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, some of those things that don't make it easier for me, but I still want to do.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
said.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just say, how can we reduce the angst? Can we breathe? Can we
Meditate.
meditate? Are we sleeping?
I
Are
think
we
those
eating?
are all
Are we
good things.
exercising? What are we doing?
Meditation, I think, is a great taking care of yourself. Self-honoring is a great, self-care is a really great strategy when you look at ways to control your anxiety. Find a way to exit.
A healthy way.
Find a way to exit, be the person. If you know that you might be a little bit anxious, find a way to exit. So be the person who, oh, you need butter? I'll go do that, so that you can exit the environment.
Exit
if you're
stage left.
If
Yep.
you're feeling anxious. I think also sometimes the anxiety comes from we're not exactly sure how we're going to deal with different situations that might come up. One of my favorite coaching tools that I use with my clients all the time is, before you ever find yourself there, to be in the question around if this, then what? So I'm going to go to this event and I'm feeling a little anxious about going, this holiday party, because I'm afraid I'm going to get stuck in the corner with so-and-so. So before you ever even go, you just ask yourself the question, okay, so if that happens, then what? So if that happens, then I'm going to find Patty.
Right.
Right? So then you ask yourself the follow-up question, well, if Patty is not available and I can't find her, then what? Well, if I can't find Patty, then I'm going to find Jill. And so you just continue to ask yourself that strategy, because even if none of those things come into play, you've already subconsciously created a space where you know that you have alternatives already in play that you could turn to.
Right.
And so then when you find yourself there, even if that isn't the situation, you already know you have a if this, then what kind of scenario that you can turn to. It's a really powerful tool.
Yeah. That is a really great idea.
Yeah.
Really great idea.
Well, and I like what Cecilia says.
Be
Yeah.
grateful.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
In all, I mean,
Because
all the
there will
time.
be a lot of people, some people's anxiety will be that they don't have anywhere to go.
Right.
That they don't have anyone to spend the holiday with. That's a whole different level of angst and anxiety. So I would say that one of the things that we can also do during this holiday season is to think of those people who might not have someone in their life, and let them know that they're thought about. Take them a turkey platter of vegetables or a cheesecake. Let them know that they're thought of during this holiday season too, because for some people, their social anxiety will be the opposite.
Right.
That they don't have anyone to share the season with.
Right.
Well, I'm grateful that I get to be with you guys for the holiday season.
Yes, and we're going to have you over to the Pullen House.
I love it.
Grateful for you guys.
And anyone's welcome. You just have to call first.
It's a party.
All right. What would you like to leave us with, Jill?
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. May the berry mills
Merry bells.
Be ringing. Happy holidays to you.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Have a great week.
Thanks for listening to It's a Great Day to Talk.
Be sure to follow and subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform.
And until next week,
Get out there and talk.
This has been a production from a podcast studio.